Hey. Alright everybody, it's time to talk about Weekly Shonen Jump 2025, issue number 51. Witch Watch takes the cover this week. Looks very nice. I like the different representations of different chapters we've had in the past, different spells that have been used. Very, very cute. And it's nice to see Nico back in her original form on the cover again, because we've had a few of child Nico. Cool to see this back in action. And speaking of Witch Watch, we also did have news this week break about how it's entering part 3 and it will continue for a little while longer. Now, that is classic Shueisha wording where it could mean anything. I remember back when My Hero was ending, there was a quote that was like, My Hero will have an extended ending, and then it had 5 chapters and it was over. So you never really know what this means. A little while longer could mean a year, or it could mean 10 chapters. I don't know. It's not going to be 10 chapters, though, I can tell you that. There's still plenty to do here, and I think this will last well into next year. I don't know why they're even talking about the ending right now, unless it's really close. I mean, it could be closer than we think, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I think there's still more to do here. With that out of the way, though, let's go ahead and check out this issue. Witch Watch Chapter 225, The Stream Before the Storm. When I first read that title, I was thinking this would be like a comedic chapter, and it certainly does lead you to believe that for the first few pages. And then it turns on its head, and it's actually the beginning of like the final conflict. And I thought this was really well done, actually. Usually, I don't really care much for the serious stuff in Witch Watch. I much prefer it as just like a cool, funny gag manga. But this was cool. I actually kind of like the setup a lot. And, you know, that villain group at the end, kind of cool looking. Not all of them, but for the most part, I think those are some pretty cool designs that I will be excited to see do something. So I was talking about in the intro how I don't know really how long this series has left, but this is now pushing me to think, okay, maybe we are going to end in like 20, 25 chapters or something, 30 at most, maybe. I don't know. It's really hard to say because a final arc could go on for however long. But this is definitely like it. Like this, we were about to go into the final conflict just straight away. At least I think. I mean, this could just be a warning shot and they just kind of go away. But I do not think so. I think we're just gonna go like full force into this. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this chapter. I thought this was great. Very, very surprising for like a serious Witch Watch chapter, because usually not the biggest fan of those, but this worked, so good job. Shinobi Undercover Chapter 58, A Marriage Negotiation. Alright, so Himeno has superpowers now. That's going to make no sense if you don't watch the Hima-ten segment, but basically, if you do not watch the Hima-ten segment, there's a remarkably similar character that has been introduced in that series that I despise, and she's now invading other series, apparently. I don't know what's going on with Jump and this whole older woman thing. It's just really hot right now, I guess. This is what the people want. Not for me. I don't like this. I don't know why we keep doing this. I really think it's just weird and adds nothing. I do often talk about how the slice of life content in this series is what I enjoy the most. And I suppose this is kind of a development in the slice of life part of the series while also being about the ninja stuff, and that should be a good thing. Like, hell yeah, you found a cool balance, but can it just be something that's not this? That's all I ask. I just don't like this stuff. I don't know. Am I crazy? I hope not. Because I don't understand the appeal in this kind of thing. It doesn't work for me. Not for me. Sorry to say. I do kind of like her bubble power. I thought that was kind of neat. About all I got, though. Sorry.
Get this man a gun.
Sakamoto Days, Chapter 237, Diabolical Enemy. Okay, now we're back on track. This is what I want. I'm fully back on board with Sakamoto Days. It finally happened. We got there. Really fun chapter. I love the whole idea of having Atari drive the car, even though her luck is all out. So the car, all 4 tires blow out, and things just go from bad to worse for them. It's amazing. And finally, we end with the big comeback of Shishiba no Saragi, which I have been really anticipating for this whole final arc. I've been waiting for them to come back into play. Great to see. I also like that we got a little bit of hard-boiled action. Not a whole lot. I hope we get a little more from that, but still nice to see. Great chapter. Much better than it's been these past few weeks. I cannot complain. I thought this was a very, very good Sakamoto Days chapter. We're back. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, Chapter 11, Cultural Exchange. Not a whole lot to say about this chapter. I actually really liked it. I thought it was just a fun read. A lot of good little character moments. I like the moments of them getting the octopus with one tentacle. Very fun. But obviously, I think the biggest talking point is the ending here, where we're starting to build conflict. And I'm sure that this is artificial conflict, and this will have some kind of unfortunate payoff, I'm sure. As unfortunate as that is, because this whole chapter, things were going well. But wouldn't be a story without some drama, so it's gotta happen. Good chapter, though. I enjoyed it. WillOWisp, Chapter 59, Shifting Futures. Loved this chapter. This arc is fantastic so far. I just really, I love everything about it. This whole, Jikishiron, or I think somebody told me in the comments it is Jikishirone. So I'll stick to that for now on. But Jikishirone, telling the prophecies and realizing that, okay, wait a minute, there's going to be two people. I love it because it doesn't tell us that she figured that out until after the second person shows up. So you think it was actually a surprise attack at first, but they had it under control. I love that. It's just a cool little thing to show how capable these people are. These are not chumps or amateurs. These are people who know what they're doing and think things through. I'm getting serious death flags from Crow, though. I do not think Crow is going to make it out of this arc alive. It feels bad for him. It's felt that way literally since the first chapter of this arc. I just had a bad feeling one of these two isn't going to make it through. And I don't think it's going to be Minnie. Minnie has importance, in my opinion. I think the child she carries is going to be some kind of important plot detail going forward. But Crow feels like a guy doomed by the narrative. I don't think he's gonna make it through. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope he can pull through and he has a happy ending. Just feels unlikely to me. And ending off with finally giving Goku Raku something to do. He's been kind of, in the background, just being himself this whole arc without much relevancy. But now he gets to look cool at the end here, and I think that's awesome. I'm excited to see more from him. He's one of my favorites in this series. I loved his whole arc. I love his character. I'm excited to see more from him. So, another fantastic chapter. This series is just really damn good. I love it so much. Someone Hertz Chapter 10. I don't remember. Another incredibly cute chapter. Not a whole lot to say about this one. I just think it was very adorable. I'm happy to say that this series is really starting to click with me. I really enjoy it, actually. I think it's a super solid, good, fun time, and that's about all I can ask for in something like this. It hasn't let me down yet. It's just a really reliable and cute series. I also don't know if it's a translation getting better thing, or if the writing is just getting better, but the little jokes here and there have been getting better. They read more naturally to me, and I think they're cute and funny. Whereas before, they really weren't. They didn't really get much of a reaction out of me. And it's kind of the point. And maybe it's just because the humor is starting to click with me more. It's very dry humor. And I like that a lot. I continue to love these characters so much. I really cannot get enough of just seeing them interact with each other, doing different things every chapter. It's just such a fun series. Yeah, that's really all I could say about it. It's just so cute and fun. I could probably watch these characters do just about anything. I'd have a great time with it. Which is why I keep saying I really wanted to just stay them. If they have reoccurring bit part characters that come in every now and again, that's fine. But no core cast additions. I really just think it should be these two. I don't see the mangaka running out of ideas of things to do with them anytime soon. Because they made a cute chapter out of just Mizuo getting sick. There's anything can be done. There are so many possibilities of things to do with just two characters, and I have full confidence that this mangaka can pull it off. Hero Girl and Demon Lord Call It Quits, Chapter 2. Hero Girl and Demon Lord get serious. I really, really, really hope that every chapter isn't called Hero Girl and Demon Girl do blank. Because reading those chapter titles right after reading the title of the series every week, you know, my normal format of the show, is gonna get ridiculous. I will hate having to say that every week. Anyways, though, this is a fine chapter. You know, it's really weird with this series because I don't have anything good to say about it, but I also don't have anything bad to say about it. It is just purely in the middle. It's just a series. I don't know. It's fine. Like I don't. It's so weird. It's just perfectly okay. You know, I don't really have any strong feelings about it. I will continue to read it and I'll get as much enjoyment out of it as I possibly can. Is this something I would read if I didn't read everything in the magazine? No, definitely not. Just isn't super interesting, but I think it's all right, you know? I don't have anything to complain about, so it's fine. I guess it's fine. I like the keychain thing. I think that's a neat little idea. Again, not really original, but it's there. It's cute. Adding Bluetooth to it at the end, I think that's a funny punchline for the chapter. Well, sure, why not? And that's about all I can muster to say. Again, that doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just I don't really know what to say about it. I don't know. It's a really weird one. I don't know how to talk about it because I just don't have strong feelings in either direction. I am strictly in the middle. We'll just have to see if it makes a bigger impression on me in one direction or the other as we continue. But for now, it's fine. Akane-banashi Chapter 183, Card and Time. I kind of figured we weren't just going to have Akane, you know, ask the request or, you know, make the request of Isho right away. But it is what it is. She's given time to think about what the request should be. So that's exciting. But you know, it was exciting last week too, and now we just kind of have to wait even longer for the payoff of it. Whatever, it's fine. I don't care that much, but damn, stings a little bit. The new event that's being hyped up is really interesting. This isn't something I expected to happen, but I am very curious to see how it goes. I really like this whole thing of you know, she's disgusted at being associated with him. She does not want to perform as like the disciple of Isho. Kaise talks some sense into her, and now she's ready. She's getting pumped up for this. I think this will be pretty cool. It's not as exciting as obviously, you know, the last event that just took place, but and I think that's just because of like the lineup. I don't think it's like super exciting. I think this will be a much shorter like arc, if you want to call it that, event, performance, whatever, where we'll just kind of focus on her and Kaise, and that's about it. Could be wrong, we'll see, but I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. It's just not the most exciting thing in the world. I'm not like jumping at the chance to get to read this event in particular, but because Akane-banashi is so damn good, I'm sure it'll surprise me and I will love it. I have no doubt about that, to be honest. Yeah, great stuff once again. Akane-banashi very rarely disappoints.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Gonron Egg Chapter 4, The Horde. I don't know, man. My thoughts are pretty much the same as last week. I just think this series is very amateur and dull and boring and lifeless. It's not the type of bad where I can even make fun of it. Like you know, Akane-banashi Nice Prison, that kind of shit. This is just dull and lifeless, which is maybe the worst kind of bad you can be. I just think this has like nothing going for it. Like, yeah, I do feel it's earnest, and I feel like the author is really trying to tell a story that they are passionate about, but I don't really feel it. I don't feel anything from what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling, really. It's not entertaining, it's not like engaging or exciting, any other E words. And truthfully, that is all I can bring myself to say about this chapter. I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's so frustrating. I wish I could, like, critique it more and, like, really unravel my thoughts on it, but it really just boils down to it is boring. It's so damn boring. I don't care about anything I'm looking at here. I don't know. That's all I got. Sorry. Kagurabachi Chapter 101, Safe Zone. There we go. One chapter late, but he made it. I told you it was coming. I knew it. Just a little late. Little off. He's here. They're both here. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this for so long. Fully locked in now, fully immersed. I loved this chapter. I thought, like, even before the final page where they show up, I thought this was really cool. This whole idea of like racing to kill this guy to open up communications again is really fun. And then, having an alternate solution of just sending him away somewhere is a cool idea too. Because I actually ended up feeling something towards that guy. I didn't really want him to die, so it's nice that he got a different resolution there. But yeah, big boys are here. Shiba pulls up first, then we got Chihiro and Samura. Oh my god, so ready for this, dude. I cannot wait. Perfect. I can't wait for next week. I'm excited for every chapter coming up now. I'm just fully on board for the ride. This is going to be awesome. Great stuff. Very, very good chapter. Hima-ten Chapter 67, Opportunity Maker Kana. So I usually actually really like the Kana chapters, but this one didn't do a whole lot for me. I don't know what it is really. I don't know, it didn't really land. I really genuinely just cannot put my finger on why. Like, it was a totally serviceable, fine chapter, but I guess maybe that's just it. It didn't really like clear a high bar or anything. And it's not like the bar is that high for previous Kana chapters. I just think they're enjoyable. She's sweet, she's funny. But this one just felt kind of bland, I guess. Like, it was more typical romance series development chapters or whatever you want to call these. It didn't feel like the classic Kana spice was present in this one, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It was okay. I don't have a lot to say about this one. It was fine. The Mage Next Door, Chapter 3, Roboco the Mage. This was a lot better. I really liked the vibe of this chapter. It was just fun. And that's really all I need from this series. If it is just fun to read every week, I'm good. Last chapter had similar sentiments. I just thought it was fun, it was fine, serviceable. But this time, it was fun and pretty good, I thought. I like this new character. I think she adds a good new dynamic to the series that it needed, and it's only chapter 3, so it's good to get that in early, establish her early, get her settled into the crew. This seems like it will be a fun time to read every week. I'm not expecting anything insane from this. My mind's not going to be blown, but I think it'll be a good read. And really, that's all I can ask for. Seriously, that's all this series needs to be, and I think it knows that. It's still so early, you don't really know. Like, I don't know where the author's head is at exactly, but it feels like a series that knows what it wants to be right off the bat, and that's a very good sign. When a series has identity and purpose immediately, that's pretty much the best thing you can ask for in, the early chapters of a series. It's already standing on its own 2 feet, which is really cool. Sure, it's borrowing a lot of things from other series. I was surprised to see just like pretty much straight up Harvest from part 4 of JoJo in here. Like almost 1-to-1 until it, combines into the big guy. That's different, but like whatever. Who cares? I'm not criticizing it for taking Harvest. It's not a problem at all. Really solid chapter. Good new character. I liked this a lot more than the last chapter and maybe even chapter 1. Chapter 1 was pretty solid, but I like this. It's getting me more interested in the future potential of this series for sure. Me and Roboco Chapter 258. Bondo and Parents' Day. This will be a short one. I didn't really care for this chapter, unfortunately. It's a dud one, Roboco has those every once in a while. Didn't laugh, didn't really care. Not the best, funniest concept ever. It just, I don't know. Not for me, I guess. Again, it happens. It's a gag manga. It's Roboco in particular. There are always duds in gag manga, no matter what you are. So can't really fault Roboco for that. Whatever. Just a whatever chapter. What can you say about it? Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, Chapter 69, Eve of the Showdown. It happened again, guys. I forgot to read Kiyoshi. So I have now read it, and here I am recording it in post. Anytime something like this happens, Kiyoshi is always involved without fail. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyways, though, this is a really good chapter, actually. I like how we're setting up this soon-to-be conflict. I like the moment with Helzebub asking what Astaroth's like final moments were like. I thought that was a really nice scene. That was definitely well executed. And beyond that, yeah, I'm just excited for the coming conflict. It seems very exciting, and I'm interested in seeing what all of our boys are gonna pull off in this battle. Hell yeah, good stuff. Blue Box Chapter 219. I've got someone on my side. Oh man, poor Taiki, dude. I feel for him so hard. He's been going through it, and this Hina stuff is not helping. I like what happened with Hina was pretty true to her character. She tries to like play it off for a second. She's like, ah, ha, ha. It's how Americans like comfort each other or whatever. Yeah, right. But she comes to her senses and she says like, I guess I still like you after all. Goes away for now, and I'm sure we'll touch back on that later. It's nice to see her finally come to terms with those feelings, and that does seem to be the case. That is, as everybody was speculating, that is where this story arc with Hina has been going. And now she's fully admitted it to herself. She definitely still has feelings for Taiki, and it's weighing on her heavy. But Taiki's got his own shit going on. He's going through it too, so this is just... it's so bad for both characters right now. I don't know where this Hina plotline is going anymore. It's very hard to read. I mean, I really think there's going to be some kind of fallout with Taiki and Hina. I don't see this ending well, but we just gotta wait and see. I hopefully they can settle this in a rational manner, but damn. Obviously, the highlight though is Taiki finally getting to talk to Chinatsu. Or more so, she's just talking to him, really. She's just kind of telling him she's on his side. And that's what he needed to hear in that moment. And seeing him break down after all this emotional buildup he's been going through for the past few chapters, it's very sweet. I love these two so dearly. Beautiful, beautiful chapter. And the Hina stuff, yeah, it's I don't know. It's gonna be a weird time for that character and her fans. I love Hina. I've always loved Hina. And yeah, this is a weird direction to be taking her, but again, I really just have so much faith in Miura as a writer. I think this will end up being the best avenue for the character when all is said and done. We'll see. I could feel differently eventually, but just gotta ride it out and see what happens with her. You know, I hate to see her like regress, but at the same time, she's coming to terms with her own thoughts and feelings, which are hard to wrap your head around. These are really complicated feelings, and she's not the most like emotionally intelligent person in the world by any means, so she's just dealing with it in her own weird way. It's a problem. Like what she did here is a problem. That was not a good thing to do, and she knows that. So we'll see how it goes. I'm very, very curious though. This is some crazy stuff that I really did not think we would be going all in on like this in Blue Box, but I'm glad we are. This is very, very good stuff.
Feel the power of my magic!
Elusive Samurai Chapter 227, Parting Ways 1352. Okay. I don't really understand what this series is doing. It's really weird. It's just so weird. What are we doing? This is one of those things where like if I wasn't a guy who talked about every chapter of every series in this magazine every week on the internet, I would just like shut up and not think or talk about this series until it's over because I just don't know what the hell we're doing. This like end setup saying that the story will come to an end 1 year later, and historically that is accurate, I think, right? I don't know. I forget. Starting to wonder, like, are we actually just gonna kill Tokiyuki? Is it gonna happen? Is this going to be a historically accurate ending? Because it feels like here we're kind of getting like a soft ending. Like, okay, this is like the happy ending. We had a victory, quote unquote, against Takauji. We're going away. Everybody's happy, getting married, whatever. Cool resolution stuff. And now we're going into the tragic ending where Tokiyuki gets killed, captured and tortured and dies, I think is how that goes. Spoilers, history spoilers. I don't know. I don't even remember if that's entirely accurate. It's been a minute. Actually, it hasn't been a minute. I looked into this like a month ago, but I already forgot. I don't know. I'm just riding the wave. Let's see how this ends. I don't really know. At this point, I don't really have much faith in this having a good ending. So let's just see what happens, man. I don't know. This series has been so bizarre lately. I can't even put it into words.
What are you doing, step bro?
New Age Exorcist, Chapter 123, Soranaki versus North High. Worst chapter yet. I don't give a shit. This was terrible. I don't have a word to say. I don't know, man. This is abysmal. This series has been extra dog shit lately. It's kind of crazy. No enjoyment to be had here. It's weird. It's not exciting. It's just boring. It's really boring. I don't know what is supposed to be entertaining about this, but it's not working for me. Maybe it's working for somebody. No shade to New Wave fans. Enjoy what you want to enjoy, but hey, that ain't me. I'm not here for this. This series has been really bad lately. Straight up. 123 chapters in, and this is where we're at.
Oh, that's a baseball!
Haurkaze Mound Chapter 22, the official season approaches. I might as well put the headstone up now. I think this is about to be axed. This chapter gives me the vibes of the classic telltale signs of the mangaka was just told that you have X amount of chapters to wrap up your series. Where previously we were taking our time and building towards the first actual game, excruciatingly so, I will add. We are now in one chapter setting up the first tournament of the series and getting to the tournament. All in one chapter. This series ain't got much longer left. Place your bets now. How many chapters do you think? I don't know exactly. I think it might barely make it in the next year. Oh, maybe not actually. I'm gonna say 5 chapters left. But hey, maybe it'll blow my mind and this is just it's maybe okay, here. Optimistic Cage. Let me just say it's possible that they got some feedback or editors gave them some advice and they decided to really just kick it into overdrive and get moving, get to a game and show what they're capable of to try to stay in the magazine. Or maybe that's just the move. The editors really pushed him to do this so he can show off a real game and maybe then we can talk about keeping you in the magazine, that kind of deal. I don't know. That's the optimistic approach. It's possible. Do I feel like that's the case? No, I don't. I feel like it's going to get axed, but let's just wait and see, Maybe this will blow our minds. This first real game is we're going to love this shit. This is going to click and it's all going to make sense and it'll stick around and jump to #1 on the TOC. Never know. Just wait and see. But this chapter in and of itself is just kind of whack. It's so fast and weird. It didn't feel right at all. It felt so out of place compared to the rest of the series thus far. Very strange. Odor of the Flame Chapter 27. I don't know how to say her name. Flyga? Flyga's Memories. I really don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry. I've never said it out loud until now, actually. So despite the fact that this series is definitely ending very soon, I actually liked this chapter. I thought it was nice. I like this intrigue here at the end of talking about Oter's past. I think that's a cool wrinkle to the story that I don't think really anybody considered being important. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what that's all about. Beyond that, a little bit of cool action. Nothing too spectacular or crazy. Still kind of messy in the paneling department, but what are you going to do, I guess? I guess that's just their style. Yeah, no, totally fine chapter. I think it was honestly pretty good for what it is. We're just, it's kind of demotivating because this series is definitely 100% ending within the next couple weeks. So it's hard to care a whole lot, but I like it. I thought it was cool. everybody, that's going to do it for Weekly Shonen Jump 2025, issue number 51. Honestly, this issue was kind of bad. I thought most chapters were pretty tame, like just nothing crazy. There was a few highlights, obviously, but I don't really have much to say about this issue in general. I found myself with most chapters this week having very little to say and just really no big takeaways, which is crazy. I don't know. I feel like there should have been more to say about some of these. Like, for some reason, every series in this magazine this week was just kind of okay. Just weird that the magazine was just kind of in sync like that. That happens sometimes, but usually it's like, oh my god, this is a banger week. But this one was, all right, I guess everything is just mid. Really weird. I don't know. It happens. Whatever. I can't care too much. It's a magazine, man. We got these every week. Not everyone has to be a banger, but I would have liked a little more to chew on. But one chapter in particular I did think was very good, and I toss it around between a few different series, like 2 or 3. I debated, but I gotta give it up. My chapter of the week this week is going to Kagurabachi Chapter 101, Safe Zone. Even beyond the obvious at the end of our boys coming back to town, I really liked the little story here of the guy that they had to kill to restore communications and stuff, and how they came up with another solution for him. I don't know. It just really worked for me. I feel like most people's takeaway from this chapter is not going to be that, but I just really liked it. It was just a nice little, basically self-contained story, and then we also have the thing I've been waiting like tens of chapters for to happen has happened. Samura and Chihiro are back, and I am so excited about that. I cannot wait for the coming chapters. Their entrance was spot on. It was perfect. Everything I could have wanted. Loved all this. Great chapter. Definitely chapter of the week. A few others I was tossing around. I definitely thought about Blue Box again, but just I think this just barely edges it out. It's very close. And even Witch Watch I thought was really good, but definitely not chapter of the week material. There's some solid chapters in here all around, but nothing mind-blowing, and most were just kind of mid. But Kagurabachi takes it this week. Good job. Alright, that's all I got for this week. Next week with issue number 52, we got One Piece taking the cover. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see it. Obviously excited to have it back after a break week. Always a fun time. Another small axe wave does seem to be imminent, with at least Haurkaze Mound and Otter of the Flame going. Unfortunate, but it does seem to be happening in the near future. We'll see if it happens before the end of the year. I don't know. Hard to say. I think it might, but I don't know. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this issue, your least favorite chapter, whatever you want to tell me about from this issue of Shonen Jump. And as a reminder, you can become a channel member at 2 tiers. The Nice Prisoner tier will get you early access to new videos and your name put in the credit sequence. And the Super Nice Prisoner tier will do all the same, but you will also get your name read out loud right now. So thank you to DJ Tengen, Hexanen Zijiden, Milu Kitty, Braden Farrell, Halfpipe, Rafker, The Cosmere 64, Cosmic, and Key to the Skies. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy, guys.